Within the design process, you really have to bring in at the beginning all those regulatory things that you need to address. As you work through the design itself, it will be informing some of the regulations that you might need to meet, and vice versa. The regulations will start informing what the product needs to look like and some of the behaviours that it has to meet in order to be allowed to be sold into the markets that you're going into. So often we see people leaving that right to the last part of the design process, only to discover that actually what we've designed doesn't meet the requirement. So we have to loop back, and it just takes time and money to do that. And in some cases, it actually kills the product. The other part of this is the IP part. At what point do you patent something? Because you've got to understand the costs, and the cost of having a patent is not just the monetary cost of maintaining that, and that can be quite high. We can be talking about $500,000 a year, depending on what countries or markets you're going into. But it's also the cost of publishing your secret source, as it were, because unless you can defend it, all you've done is give it away to your competition. And unless you can register it in all the markets you're going into, which is probably unlikely because of the cost, that means that in those other markets where you haven't protected it, it's free reign. Anybody can take it and use it in those markets. So you really need to think pretty carefully about what you patent and what you don't, and where your know-how lies, and where your intellectual assets come to play in terms of building value.